Good evening, everyone. Great to be here. Uh, it's been a long journey, which isn't over yet, I hope. And I think what's brought me all the way here is something deep inside which even I probably did not know of as much as I thought. But I need to narrate an incident. I was on the fourth floor of a balcony building called Anand Nivas, where I stayed for a long time. And it was breezy, rainy afternoon in July, August, sometime this year, at this time of the year. And it was, as I was just staring out, enjoying the moment, I see this old woman walking, coming around the corner with a big basket on her head and lots of paper that she had collected. But she had gone through, obviously, a lot of effort to put it all together. And then a gust of wind blows, and all the paper fritters away. I felt so sorry. I felt so bad for her. But what did she do? She looks around, keeps one hand on the basket, keeping everything, whatever she could, in, and went about picking each and every paper that had blown away. Right to that corner where she turned from, she went there as well, came back. And from feeling bad for her, I said, what tenacity, how brave she is. An old woman like that, but would not let go because that was her day's work. That was what she had to get back. And that was what she had to do. And then this exercise repeated itself several times. And several times she picked up each and every paper. That was the lesson for me. Never give up. Keep at it. You just have to keep at it until you're satisfied that you've done your best. It's held me in good state. I used to just walk around my father's sets, obviously behind everyone, amongst the lights and amongst the dust and everything. And when I walked through that, somewhere at some point, obviously I was very fascinated by what was happening. But I was still not sure what I was going to do. This world seemed to fascinate me. What was I going to do? Yes, this was the world where a big actor came in, an actress came in, they performed, and I was watching, enthralled. But it didn't occur to me then that I would make the film. What was it? Did I want to act? Did I want to... I didn't know then. But certainly, it pushed me. It pushed me further. When I finished school, I was 17, and I wanted to start going to work. But of course, as all parents, but you need to study a little more. All right? I was packed off to London, 1961 this was. I went to the London School of Economics and spent a few months there trying to learn about money. Did not interest me one bit. One day, I just picked up the phone, called my father, and said, Dad, honestly, I've tried, but I can't get my head into it. I want to come back. My father didn't take a moment. He said, take the next flight. You're most welcome. It seems like a very easy story, but that was only the beginning. I didn't get on the next flight. I went around and saw a lot of movies and then I had a bit of fun. I was growing up. And then I took a flight. But after that, I just went straight into work and went on and on. I still went to college. That was the condition for me being able to work. Jai Hind College, which was right next door, was from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. That was my study period. And from there, straight to work from 10 to 10. I always remember that woman. I remember picking each piece. And therefore, it helped me. I learned whatever I had to learn on the sets, stumbling, doing everything. And yes, things like that. But as time went on and I saw all this happening and I was working, I also started looking from behind the camera, seeing what's happening. Then I would start intervening, interfering. Of course, I was the boss's son, so it was not seen as an intervention. It was a bit of a nosy rich man's son poking around, I guess. They tolerated. But I had my sights very clear. I had to do it. When the time came, I realized I'm no longer 17, I'm 25. 8 years I spent doing that. That's when I got my first break as a director. And with what? When I went to my father to say, this is what I want to make. So, are you sure? And I said, absolutely sure. So then, Shami Kapoor, who had worked with us in the previous film, Brahmachari, I approached him. Says, this is what I want to make. Looks at me. You sure? You want, at this age, to make a movie about a widow and a widower? You sure? You're not out of your mind? I said, I'm sure. And you want me to play this role? I said, why not? Oh, but I am known for my dancing and my singing and my romancing, and I'm the rebel star. I said, yes, I want another rebel in you. I want you to do a much more mature role. And now you've done so much of that, wouldn't you like a change? So that was the beginning of Andaz, and my career took off. Another film on for the woman again, Sita or Geeta. A very, very, very fun film to make, but very strong emotions as well. Well, that worked beautifully. It worked wonderfully. Sentiments worked. The entertainment worked. And Hema Malini became an even bigger superstar than she already was. She was doing lovely films. But big question mark, what next? So we looked for a line. Of course, we were inspired by films made from the West. So a 70 mm film in stereophonic sound with all this And we sat down, we scripted 2 months. Script was ready. Another 2 months, the dialogue. So everything moved so fast. I have only one motto: no compromise. We get what we want, exactly what we want, and we want it in this film. Pick it up again and do it again, but get it right. So that's how everything in Sholay happened. Every afternoon, at lunch, we broke and started preparing for this. We were ready by 4, but we waited and waited and waited, because then there were no special effects. There was nothing like that in those days. So we really had to get the light, which was exactly that moment. Otherwise, turning on the lamp at the end of the day, the feel would not be the same. This was the technical side of it. So that beautiful romantic thing was the heart of it. But to capture it and capture it in that atmosphere took night after night after night. That's how it kept going until the scene was complete. But no, it was amazing, and the camaraderie on the sets was amazing. I remember some wonderful things happened. Every decision on Sholay did not take too long to make, but executing was always a problem. I've done a lot since then. There was Shan, which again was very tedious, but very exciting. A lot of action sequences and a lot of things. And finally, went on to make Shakti with Dilip Kumar, Amitabh Bachchan, without uttering a single dialogue in a scene which is totally silent. They conveyed just through their eyes what that relationship was when Rakhi, the mother, dies. So to me, that was a great moment in the film that summed up the relationship. There was love, there was understanding, and yet there was this immense tension that kept them apart all through life. People often tell me, oh, my favorite is Sagar. Oh, my favorite is Shakti. Oh, my favorite is this. But it's Sholay that comes down through history as the film. And I don't know why they remember or think kitne aadmi the. Why is kitne aadmi the the greatest line in the world? It's lovely, but it's been used in so many different contexts. That's amazing. And of course, Gabbar Singh is still unforgettable. He died early, but what a guy, what an actor. Areo Sambha, इतना इनाम रखे हैं सरकार हम पर 50,000 पूरे 50. Now these, can you believe that these are lines that are remembered till today? They are beautiful lines, like what the old man, when his son dies and comes into the village, he can't see, but he can sense it. Itna sannata kyun? And then the line that he says, एक जानते हो दुनिया में सबसे बड़ा बोझ क्या है? एक बाप के कंधे पे बेटे का जनाजा. Those are beautiful lines. Yes. How can कितने आदमी थे be the line to be remembered through years and years and years? Anyway, So that's phenomenons happen. You don't plan them. You work very hard to make what you make, but sometimes something becomes a phenomenon. There's nothing that you can do or plan it on paper. It doesn't happen that way. You work hard, that's important. Remember that old woman too. That's important. And I would never like to leave without saying that that's what finally made me decide that I have taken so much from this industry. It's something I need to give back. My wife was completely behind me in this, Kiran. And she encouraged me. And what we have started now is the Ramesh Sippy Academy of Cinema and Entertainment, so that youngsters today can learn and get a degree at the end of the 3-year learning. The rest you'll always have to do yourself. But it's important to learn. The industry is growing hugely, and it needs more people who are educated. I hope I have not kept you. I have tried to keep it interesting as I could. They say this platform is for keeping people engrossed. And I try to make films that keep people engrossed. I hope I have been partly keeping you engrossed. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. Thank you.